Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be making a video that I've had on my mind for a while, I've just never got around to it. And I guess since I'm in quarantine now, I have more time available to me to make these kind of videos where I'm just talking to the camera like this. And you may remember I made a video called The Vegan Blind Spot, and this was the first video I made that talked about wild animal suffering and why I believe that we have an obligation to do something about the suffering of wild animals. And if you scroll through the comment section of that video, there's a lot of criticism. There's a lot of really sophisticated and valid criticisms of me and my views. So I thought today I'd go through some of those criticisms and comments and give you my thoughts. It also sounds like someone's doing some construction work behind me. Dude, I'm vegan! I'm vegan! So there may be some background noise to this video, which I apologize for. I could wait until this evening, but I've kind of set everything up now, so I'm going to do it anyway. So yeah, I apologize for the person. He obviously doesn't know that I'm vegan. I mean, I've tried telling him, he's not listening. I'm vegan, please. So the top comment on this video is this man is actually wearing a soy boy shirt. Laugh my ass off. I don't know why people keep saying this. It's a jumper. It's a jumper, okay? I actually have got, this is what a t-shirt looks like. This is a t-shirt. The other one was a jumper. Okay, so David says, but if we stop a wolf from killing that baby deer, the entire family of wolves will starve and suffer. Who are we to privilege the suffering of cute prey species like deers and turtles over the suffering of predator species like wolves and seagulls? So the movement to reduce wild animal suffering isn't about privileging one species over the other. It's not simply about stopping a wolf from killing a deer and then allowing that entire family of wolves to starve to death. That's not what it's about. All animals are given equal consideration. And the movement to reduce wild animal suffering is the movement to reduce wild animal suffering. It sounds like you think that people who advocate for the reduction of wild animal suffering would be happy for an increase in wild animal suffering. So just to be clear, if the best available evidence were to suggest that any given action would in fact increase wild animal suffering, an advocate of reducing wild animal suffering wouldn't be in favour of that action being taken. Okay, we've got another comment from JK. Bruv, did you actually just propose contraception for wild animals? Like birth control for tigers? And then Stefan commented, yes, because he is in the end stages of veganism. Well, actually, I am in the process of creating some vegan, zero-waste, gluten-free tiger condoms. So if you know any middle-class antinatalist tigers, please do get in touch. But actually, contraceptives for wild animals have already been developed and used. So the idea that you think seems so far-fetched is already part of reality. But hey, what do I know? I reached end-stage veganism like 2 months ago. Don't listen to me. So George said, rescue all the animals and put them where? You know, this is a very good point. I've been trying to say the same thing to vegans for years now. I mean, sure, we can stop eating all of the animals, but where are we going to put them all? The sun is now moving. I'm trying to move around so I don't screw up the lighting. So unpredictable that the sun just moves around like that. Like, I'm vegan! George also said, reduce the carnivores so that the herbivore population explodes and they will die from competition for food. So here's the thing, if we put measures in place, equanimous, be equanimous. George also said, reduce the carnivores so that the motherfucker. So it's oh god. Don't worry, it's not corona. It's not corona, it's just the vegan diet, okay? I swear it's just the vegan diet. Okay, I'm gonna try and speak really loud because that guy clearly can't remember that I'm vegan. Okay. So George also said that reduce the carnivores so that the herbivore population explodes and they will die from competition for food. But here's the thing, if we would reduce the number of carnivores in the world, of course we would have measures in place to control the population of the prey animals. We're not just going to let things get out of control like that. There'd be measures to keep things in balance in that way. He also said that nature is horrible, but it sounds like what you want to do is prolong suffering by rescuing animals from their natural death. Yeah, you got me. The entire motivation behind the Vegan Blind Spot video was to increase the amount of suffering in the world. I just love suffering. Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't love suffering? It's great. Anyway, Ping Pong Cup Shots said, if you nuke the entire planet, you can stop every creature from living and then no more suffering will ever take place. 49 upvotes. Who are you people? I'm interested to know if people kind of make these comments for human-related issues where humans are suffering naturally. Say if I want to reduce the amount of children dying from malaria, does someone make a comment like this? Hey, dude, I was thinking maybe I should donate some money to help children dying from malaria. That's actually quite interesting. Well, we could just blow them up, right? Huh. Dude, I think you just debunked Peter Singer. Mark said, what if the animal is in the womb? Wait, what? Okay, I'm just going to move past that one because I don't know why I screenshotted it. I'm not quite sure what the point is there. Okay, Frog said... What? Frog said, it's a conspiracy and you are in a cage. You talk about your freedom, but you don't see the cage. You're actually wearing a Soy Boy shirt like it's a badge of honor. Holy smokes, you're nuts. It was a fucking jumper, okay? It was a fucking jumper! Okay, so I got a lot of other comments just kind of criticizing my body, which obviously is a really good argument for why it's okay to allow wild animals to suffer by the trillions. But yeah, okay, I'll read one of those out. So, don't know what voice to do this in, but Conrad 2004, which is a name I remember, so I think he's been posting a lot on my videos. He said, oh, little soy boy who's anorexic as fuck is too weak to talk. Well, firstly, I kind of did talk. I was talking throughout the entire video. But yeah, you know, I'm so anorexic. Obviously, it's a surprise that I haven't been hospitalized at this point. I'm just so anorexic and skinny. It's unbelievable, really. Another comment. This is so pathetic. You want to change the way nature works. Yeah, I guess kind of like you do. You know, if you fall over in a park and break your leg, you'll kind of go to the hospital and get it put in a cast and recover so you don't just suffer and die. Kind of like that, I suppose. Randalife said, number 3 should be humans are suffering. And he's referring to premise number 3. But you won't care about that because you're a white male. Especially if is black people suffering. Next one. My guess is you as a vegan are suffering in the toilet every day. I mean, that's quite good. I'm not even going to try and be sarcastic about that. That's actually quite good. I respect you. I would like you to comment more on my videos. You've got a good sense of humor, and you're also correct. So Brian said, you look so weak, it's not even funny. And again, this is a really good example of how incredibly skinny I am, and a really good argument for why it's okay to let animals suffer so much. It's really a good intellectual argument there. Thanks for that, Brian. Empower the Mind said, dude, you need to go to therapy. Suffering is not necessarily a bad thing. You are not a god. So, first things first, kind of a god. I'm kind of a god. I could be a god, objectively speaking. But more importantly, the claim suffering is not necessarily a bad thing. Well, I think the argument I usually hear when people say this is that, look, I do things in life that cause suffering, and I'm glad I did it. For instance, I go to the dentist, and when I go to the dentist, I know it's going to cause suffering to me. But I do it anyway, because I want the outcome. There's a plane going overhead now. It's like God doesn't want me to make this video, but I'm God. So does that mean I don't want me to make this video? So yeah, the argument I hear about suffering not being bad is usually I go to the dentist and it causes me suffering, but I do it anyway because I want to. And the suffering's worth it for me to get the outcome that I want. But what is that outcome? I mean, the outcome of going to the dentist is to reduce suffering in the long run. So what you're really saying is that you like the outcome, which is a reduction in suffering, which you are now saying isn't a bad thing. And yes, you suffer a bit to get to that outcome. But let me give you a hypothetical. You've got 2 scenarios. You go to the dentist in scenario 1 and you suffer a lot, but the outcome is still great. It reduces your suffering in the long run. Scenario number 2. You go to the dentist and you don't suffer at all. There's no suffering. It doesn't hurt your teeth. It doesn't hurt. but he also prevents that long-term suffering in the future. You get the same outcome in both those scenarios. Now, which scenario would you rather have? Obviously, you'd rather have the second scenario where you get the same outcome without the suffering. Therefore, suffering is still bad, okay? Suffering in itself is still bad. It's just that sometimes it can be worthwhile to allow yourself to suffer, put yourself into a situation where you do suffer because it reduces suffering in the long run. Why do you want to reduce suffering in the long run? Because suffering is bad, okay? Suffering is bad. So Odin said, oh, Odin, another god. Something we have in common. Suffering isn't bad. Suffering brings change. Suffering makes you stronger. In what way is millions and millions of baby turtles starving to death and dying, in what way is that making them stronger? They don't get stronger, they just die. Someone said, your idea is just wrong and you are stupid. Rejecting the laws of biology is going against nature. I don't know which law of biology you think I'm rejecting. But okay. The ecosystem needs carnivore animals in order to balance the alimentary chain. Do you ever teach you that in school? Do you ever teach you that in school? I think that's quite a good place to wrap up. Thank you for watching the video. As I said in my previous video, they weren't t-shirts, they were jumpers, okay? They were objectively jumpers. This is a t-shirt though. I've just started selling Soy Boy t-shirts. If you're interested, go to animalrights.com. I will put a link in the description to this video and the comments section. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate people watching the videos. Let me know what you think. Please give me more comments. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for all your encouragement, all of your hate comments, and I will speak to you soon.